And good afternoon. Welcome to Today at the Races presented by Fidelity. First, I'm Stanton Salter along with our odds maker, Keith Fustel. Lots of action today. If you like horse racing, today's one of the biggest days of the year. We have nice weather out here. We have some nice carryovers today. It's Florida Derby, Dubai World Cup Day, but let's show you the big carryover we have right here at Laurel Park. Don't sleep on this today. It's going to start race 5 today, over 166,000. It'll be around 200,000 when it's all said and done, race 5 today.
And you basically led the fans to the promised land yesterday. A really good ticket that you gave out. Yeah, Grasshopping is a single. Got it done at close to 5-1. There's Stevie Hamilton getting the exercise in before today's carding. A couple winners yesterday.
Sure,
Stevie riding great right now. So, yeah, jump right in. 20-cent Rainbow pick 6. 166 going to get up close to a deuce today.
Absolutely. So that's going to start race 5 today. We mentioned Grasshopping. He won the allowance feature yesterday. Stevie Hamilton with 2 wins yesterday. Well, there's the carryover board. We'll talk about the Rodney Jenkins first-time starter. But 3 carryovers we have today, over 166,000 for that pick 6 starting race 5. The late pick 5 has a carryover today. That's over 2,900 starting in that. Starts in race 6. And then the super high 5 carryover, that's over 13,000. That starts in race 1 with a very playable 7-horse field in the opener. So expect some big action there in that super high 5 for race 1. We mentioned Grasshopping, but how about the Rodney Jenkins debut winner yesterday with a Moonlight Shadow?
Yeah.
Half the Flash Phelps in action, Andy.
Really made a bold move, splitting rivals on the turn and swung out and really came with a strong charge. Something a little bit left in the tank as well when going past the wire. Yeah, great breeding there. Got away with a price, too. You know, Rodney hadn't struck with a lot of firsters in a while. It's been a while. That's why the fans were maybe a little bit cold on that. But, boy, that horse wasn't cold at all. A strong run, a promising future for the son of Trapshot.
All right, maybe we'll get Rodney or one of our local connections to be in the Florida Derby one day. The ExpressBet.com Florida Derby is today down there at Gulfstream. They've already started. They started at 11:30 down there today. They have a monster card at Gulfstream with a bunch of stakes all day long. The Florida ExpressBet Florida Derby is race 14 later on this afternoon. I like the Fountain of Youth winner in there. Promises fulfilled for Dale Romans.
Yeah, going to be tough. Will he get that trip again on the lead, uncontested for the most part? Some speed in the inside with strike power. I'm going to give another shot back to Catholic Boy. Word is he's working phenomenally down there. I expect him to sit a little further off the pace, make a run into it. We know that we like the Mott horse as a little bit of a price. So
Huffberg,
right? Good competitive race is the Florida Derby later this afternoon. And just speaking over Dubai, Action Andy was up in the press box, gave me a call. He said, "Man, I'm not really sure I like my future book bet for the Derby right now." Mendelssohn wins off by 17, he says.
Over there in the UAE Derby. So Mendelssohn heading to the Kentucky Derby. We'll see. The Dubai World Cup, that's coming up at 12:50. Bob Baffert, he won it last year with Arrogant. He's 4-5 this year with West Coast. That's your favorite with Javier Castellano aboard. I like Gunavera in there. 10-1 for Antonio Sano and Joel Rosario.
Tough when you got to go all the way to Dubai to get maybe a little softer spot. But such is the case for West Coast. But the purse isn't too bad. They'll take it.
Yep. All right. So that's coming up at 12:50. The Dubai World Cup, and then Florida Derby that comes up, race 14 later on the Gulfstream card. But we have a nice 10-race card here. Let's get right to it. Let's show you the track conditions. Beautiful weather today. We'll have a perfect fast track this afternoon.
Yeah, it was a little quirky yesterday with the intermittent showers. We switched it back a couple times between good and sealed, fast. So today, beautiful day this afternoon. Get outside, get yourself a little beverage, something to eat, and get out on the apron and watch these races live. Track is fast. Should be very even. It's been pretty fair for the most part.
All right, 59 and sunny. We'll take it. First race set for 110. Let's get right to it here. In race 1, we're going 7 furlongs, claiming 11,000 for straight 3-year-olds. And we kick off the rolling super high 5. Big carryover today, $13,155. It's a low 15% takeout. Every race was 7 or more. So if they don't hit it here in race 1, it'll carry over to the next race with 7 horses, and that'll be race 3. So keep your eye early on here for that rolling super high 5. Big carryover here in race 1. Race 1 also kicks off your early pick 5. Mandatory payout here on the early pick 5. Industry low, 12% takeout on both pick 5s. Let's get right to it here. Race 1, we're going 7 furlongs, claiming 11, 3-year-olds. And we have a video spotlight to show you the 2 Port Louis 3-year-old by Despite the Odds. Homebred here for the Merriman family. Steve Hamilton will ride today.
And we're going to go back to the debut run where this horse put it all together at a big price, nearly 33 to 1, slipped right on through along the rail. Didn't want to get off of that left lead, but drew away against the next time winner in Asta Harar. Also Reciprocity came back to win. Then was kind of thrown to the wolves, Stan, for a couple races after that. Called a sloppy sealed surface. 2 starts back when the speed was pretty much holding. Back to the right level today. Is he a little bit discouraged after those tries against Tougher? I don't know. I think he gets a little set up. I think 7 furlongs is a good distance for this horse. Maybe Stevie Hamilton stays hot, can rate this horse and make another strong little middle move. I think this horse will be in contention by the time they turn for home.
All right, well, I didn't use him. I might have been a bit hard on him. I'm just thinking maybe that last race might have discouraged him a little bit, but Ann Merriman does the right thing here, drops him to this level. That could wake him up, and Steve Hamilton off to a good weekend. So the 2, Port Louis, 4 to 1. I'm going to go with the 6, Witchy's Last Stand, my top pick here. I think this horse will get a real nice stalking trip, just like when the horse won for Open 15 back in December, going 7 furlongs here at Laurel Park. So he's a 2-time winner here at Laurel Park, the Maldonado barn, with a nice win yesterday. I think the 6, Witchy's Last Stand, going to get a very nice trip today, breaking from the outside.
Yeah, stalked a quick one, and Alberto Salquinto, the Claudio Gonzalez runner, made a nice little move into that before flighting. But I'm glad to see this horse got back to the rating tactics, was showing speed and fading. A little subtle drop for Maldonado's charge here, Witchy's Last Stand, I think is going to be the favorite right now, very early at even money. I'm probably a little harsh on the 1 on the morning line at 15 to 1. I just, his last 2, really kind of threw me for a loop. I didn't expect those kind of efforts out of Extra Wiseman. You go 3 back, who's he right behind? Witchy's Last Stand. So
Sure.
if you can forgive him for the last 2, certainly he has a big shot in today's opener. I think he's going to float up from that 7 to 2, what he is right now.
All right, so going 7 furlongs there in race 1. Let's take a look here. Race 2, we're going a mile and a 16th to kick off. The early pick 4, nice maiden special weight for 3-year-olds and upward. I'm going to go with the 5, Admiration, on top here. Race 2, guys, here. Race 2, I have the 5, Admiration, on top here. 4-year-old son of Unbridled Song. Homebred for Peter Blum. This damn lady of choice, she was 0 for 4, but what a solid producer she's been. Her offspring's made over $1.1 million back in '98, 20 years ago. She threw a horse by the name of Multiple Choice who made over $600,000. So a long line of siblings here for the 5, Admiration. The debut was bet down to 9 to 2 against Maiden Special Weight, going a mile, and okay 4th that day. So has a little foundation under his belt. A nice 5 furlong workout last Sunday here at Laurel Park, the Brittany Trimble barn, having a good meet. They won a race with Russell last weekend. See if they can do it again here with the 5, Admiration.
Yeah, and a little equipment adjustment here. That was not blinkers last time out on March the 5th, and then will not race with them today. That was a hood. They fooled us there. Those hoods, they come out sometimes. The weather's not great, and got us there. We're going to make that correction into the Equibase PPs. But, Muda Rabid, I thought that the last race was pretty strong. Belfort was able to dictate on the front end. Blinkers going, I don't know if he really needs them or not. Maybe they just want them a little bit even closer. Maybe they're going to be aggressive and go to the front. Strong number, a 74, well clear of the rest, well clear of Admiration. I think unless the first or Major Attitude jumps up, it's his race to lose.
All right, and the 2, Major Attitude. This a homebred for High Five Racing Stables, a 4-year-old son of Colonel John. Graham Motion trained the dam. Emotional Storm. She was by Storm Boot. She won 5 races, made over $100,000 for Emotion. Trained the horse, and this colt a half to Off My Cloud who made almost a couple $100,000. 2 other siblings who made about $100,000. So some nice pedigree here for the 2, Major Attitude. Nice works up there at Fair Hill. Lasix in debut, and you get Fergal Lynch. Lynch in Motion here, 23% at Laurel.
And I think the biggest key, this mare has had 3 first-out winners. Now, they were all sprinting. It's a little tougher task going 2 turns right off the bat. And Emotion's got a good judge, I'm sure, of all of his horses. And he figures this horse a little bit late. He's at the party. Maybe doesn't have a ton of speed. Wants that extra ground and gets it today. You have to Capitude, who was a real nice 6 furlong, 7 furlong type of runner for Graham.
All right, so a real nice maiden special weight here. The second race, the 4, Colonel Juan with Vargas aboard for John Service. This 4-year-old's been the beaten favored the last 2 starts up there at Parks. Been freshened since that last race in December. Worked working well up there at Parks. John Service, what a meet he's having here. 7 for 19, 37%, and he's 25% with horses coming back off this kind of layoff. So even though the 4 Colonel Juan has been the beaten favorite the last couple tries, he might get back in good form today.
No doubt. You got to respect everything Service brings down. They're all running. The one little quirky stat I found on him, only 1 for 9 with maidens on the dirt at Laurel over the last couple years. Doesn't run a lot of maidens down here. This horse goes second time, blinkers off, a little freshening. The mile work. Want to make sure this horse is ready to go ahead and get the distance, stretching out off of a layoff. But, Mudarabit's going to be a solid favorite in race 2 and clearly the one to beat.
All right, so nice maiden special weight going 2 turns there. Let's take a look. That was race 2. Race 3 is 5.5 furlongs. Maiden claiming 16,000 filly mares 3 and up. I go to the outside here. The 7 Starship Yenta from the Faith Leatherman barn. A big wake-up last time here at Laurel. First start at Laurel against Maiden 16. It was the first start in the Leatherman barn and a game effort. A game second at 44-1. Now right back in here at this level of a Carter Chappie stays aboard. This horse will get a nice stalking trip on the outside. The 7 Starship Yenta, my top pick here in the third.
Yeah, unfortunately, you won't get 44-1 today, but that horse ran awfully well first time for Leatherman. And as you say, Sam, I think this horse will go ahead and try to stalk. You've got speed to the inside with the 1 Matinee Babe, the 2 Given a Chance, 2 Carrot has speed. I like your angle here. This horse is going to stalk, make a move into it. I'm going for a little bit of higher price with the 5. How about King Leatherberry off the claim, but going Lasix on, now finally get a fast track, is a little less. Had a horror trip last time when bumped around the break. Was probably steady 3 or 4 times. Had a little bit of late life, even 9th beat and 10. This horse is going to make a run into the pace today. We've got a suspect favorite in this 1 Matinee Babe.
Yeah, I agree. I don't. Yeah, talk about the 8-5 favorite. I don't use the 1 at all. But you do have to respect Rudy Rodriguez. He just got career win number 1,000, and he's very live when he ships down here. First start in the new barn. Rudy Rod's 28% with new runners in his barn, but I don't use the horse at all. I like you talked about the 5 Little Laughs. Yeah, first time on a fast track, first time Lasix, first off the claim for the Hall of Famer Leatherberry. Montanez with a win yesterday, so the 5 could show up here. Timmy Salzman with a first-time starter in here. The 4 Fantastic Crossing. Some okay works here at Laurel. This filly gets Lasix in debut and well spotted here against Maiden 16.
Exactly. Not a whole lot to go on. First foal for the mare was 0 for 4, but Lasix goes on. Betancourt, maybe a little, hey, we've been working this horse in the morning. Yeah. We'll throw you up on a live one. Tab the total on the 4 Fantastic Crossing. Got to respect Salzman's with these firsters.
All right, we kick off the middle pick 4 in race 4 today. It's a very tough one of our features of the day, an upper level 3 other than allowance race. Optional claiming 32,000. We're going 7 furlongs. We kick off the middle pick 4 here in this race. And, what a nice race this is. Let's start with the 6, Wake Up in Malibu. This horse is going to be very tough for David Jacobson. Sheldon Russell won the feature yesterday on Grasshopper, and he'll get a nice outside trip here on this horse going 7 furlongs. This horse has the back class and a sharp win back going a mile in the mud back in February and a couple good seconds against Allowance Company in his last couple races.
Yeah, I think bust another Wake Up in Malibu. The road's going to go through these two, and they can, if they can get away with a softer quarter, they can be on their own little match race up front. Not a lot separating these horses. I'll give a slight edge. I'm going to take the 3 over the 6. Really couldn't separate them. I liked visually the effort last time. Was caught in between horses early. Kept on battling, and Irish Colonel was able to kind of just get up late. Irish Colonel came back to run a good 90 yesterday, just missing in a similar type of allowance.
Yeah, I didn't use the 3. I can't knock the horse too much, just like 4 other horses better, but that horse is coming out of a strong race. Irish Colonel ran huge yesterday. How about the 2 Measure? Now, I thought Measure was coming out of a strong race, getting beat by Colonel Sharp. I think Colonel Sharp had all kinds of trouble yesterday. He's behind a wall of horses turning for home, so you really can't hold it against him too much. Measure, though, good second, last out at this level. He'll be coming again with Andrew Wolfson on aboard for Savaggio.
Absolutely. 2 Charlies, a little surprised to see him so far back his last 2 races. He's been a little bit more tactical in his past races. I think Stevie's going to have to get this horse into contention by the quarter pole if he's going to be able to factor and kind of wear down the likes of the 3 or the 6. Southside Warrior, is he going to come back to his prior races? He's been off. I know he won last time. I mean, he hasn't run as fast recently, Stan. He's going to have to pick it up a little bit, but encouraging. Paired up 78s his last 2. He can probably move forward off of that. Trombetta lurking with a horse that's going to get away at about 9-2, 5-1.
Yeah, and this horse is cutting back in distance. Trombetta out to sprint 22% with a nice positive ROI. We caught up with trainer Michael Trombetta a couple mornings ago, talking about his Maryland bred, the 5-year-old Southside Warrior, number 5 here in race 4.
He's good. We gelded him before his race before last, and it seemed to settle him a little bit. And, I'm hoping he's versatile enough to cut back and go 7/8. We're going to just have to try. He should be okay in a short field like that. He'll stalk, and hopefully he's good enough to, jump in there and get a piece of it.
So how about that? Southside Warrior now undefeated as a gelding.
Yeah.
So some good information there. He was gelded before that last race. He won, so maybe he's going backward. Well, he is in good form, but he steps up into deep water here today.
No doubt. But when he's on his A game, he's as good as any of these horses in this race, and that was critical information. I just kind of oversaw that. I did not see that recent gelding for Southside Warrior. That could be the key to him moving back into top form.
All right, so nice 3 other than. One of our features of the day there in race 4 to kick off the middle pick 4. Let's get a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're going to spend some time on the Rainbow Pick 6 today. It's the 3rd biggest Pick 6 carryover in the country. Over 166,000 starts in race 5 today. I have a ticket. We'll take a look right after this.
In the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat. Either way, you win. Have a stake in the race with ExpressBet.
All right, welcome back. 3rd biggest Pick 6 carryover in the country today. Only Gulfstream and Santa Anita is bigger than us today. And by the way, it's a mandatory payout. Keep that up there for a few minutes. It's a mandatory payout on the Gulfstream Park Pick 6 today. That's around $4.7 million. Going into today. That'll get upwards around $20 million today. So all eyes on the country are going to be playing that Gulfstream Park Pick 6 down there today, rightfully so. Good luck if you play it. But don't sleep on this carryover today. That's a big chunk of money there, over $166,000. They put a bunch of new money in it yesterday. It'll be around $200,000 when it's all said and done today. So don't sleep on this ticket today. It starts in race 5 on our 10-race card. Let's take a look at my ticket, see how I played it. I have a $60 ticket here on my Rainbow Pick 6. And just like yesterday, I keyed on Grasshoppin', who was 5-1. I'm going to key on a 6-1 shot here in race 9. That's a nice allowance feature for 3-year-old fillies going a mile. And I think that's how you have to try to hit this thing. It's so hard to hit. If you can get a decent price play home, like 6, 7, 8-1, if you can key on a horse like that and you're right, and that horse wins, and then you're able to spread out enough in the other races to get the winners, that's how I'm playing it today. So I'm going to key on the 4, Magically Discreet, 6-1 morning line. Ricardo Trappi aboard for Tim Woolley. Number 4, race 9, my key horse. I'm going to go 5 deep here in race 5. I have some decent prices here. I'm rooting on the 9, Tenji, at 10-1 here in race 5. Race 6, I just go 2 deep. The Super C racing entry of Union Blues and Deal Driven. They'll be awfully tough in there. But Bo Vuk's going to be running late with Taylor Hull. So I go 1-2 in race 6, going 5 deep there. Again in race 7, looking for a price. I have some decent prices in there. 6-1. I get 6-1 with Vargas on the 7, Dad City Girl from Maldonado. That horse has speed on the outside. The 7, Dad City Girl, at a decent price there in race 7. I'm going 3 deep, and this is my blow-up horse here. In race 8, I have the 10, Something with Lily, on top, 10-1 morning line. We saw the 10-pound Bug Girl tie Laia Pustina win yesterday. She's on this filly for trainer Jose Corrales. She won for Corrales yesterday. This is my blow-up horse here, number 10, Something with Lily, with the 10-pound Bug Girl in race 8. So going 3, 4, 10 in race 8. Then keying on Magically Discreet in today's allowance feature, race 9. And then Claudio has an even money horse that looks unbeatable in the last race. The 7, Tam Attack, gets a big class relief, and even money morning line is going to be a popular favorite. I'll throw this 8 Punch Nephew in there as well. Just one last out. Weston Hamilton aboard for Gary Capuano. We'll get a better price on the 8 Punch Nephew if that horse can rally to get up. But Tam Attack, number 7, going to be awfully tough. And that's a lot of people probably going to key on Tam Attack.
You see your ticket again. You see how difficult this ticket is. This is why you play the game. This is why you got a shot to be the only player to take down this thing that's going to be around 190, 200,000 $100,000. So you got to move in, you got to attack. The keys will be, I think, if you beat the Sagamore firster in race 8 and you beat Tam Tam Attack in the last, guess what? You got one really good shot to take this thing down because these races are wide open. You got to spread 2, 3, 4 deep, just like you've done it.
All right, well, let's take a look here at race 5. I'm 5 deep here in the 5th. We're going 6 furlongs, claiming 5,000 filly mares 4 and up. Haven't won 2 in 6 months or never won 5. We have a video spotlight here. We both like the 5. Greeley Striker. Toledo's going to ride today for Wayne Potts. This filly ran a huge race last out. Here's the race on March 10th.
Yeah, drew the rail and just kind of walked out of the gate, spotted the field a couple lengths. Yeah, you got a little help up top, some contested pace. You see Party Rock out there, Scarlet's Ransom, Katie's Caddy, all in the mix. Carrasco angles this horse out this day and circles up about 5-6 wide, turning for home and makes a really strong run. Flying Flutter, the eventual winner, moves up 4 wide to engage the leader and get the lead. Really, Striker, I like the way this horse sustained. Flying Flutter in very good form for Dale Capuano. You also see down to the inside. That's our Gabrielle, who was our 3-horse today. Maybe moving down inside kind of hampered that run a little bit, took a little of the starch out of it, but was still willing to the wire. Now, the key to this race, Stan, there's your finish. Thanks, guys. Major scratch here. I scratched the 4, scratched the 8. That's color miss 16 half out, but also scratched the 7. Appealing miss. Didn't really know how to line this filly. I thought she was going to take a lot of money, this mare, for Scott Lake, and she looked like the legit speed, along with High Rapid Lady. With that scratch out, the 6 is going to be dangerous, I believe. Jamie Ness, second off the claiming, coming back out of that open company. They're going to have to go catch High Rapid Lady with Weston Hamilton.
Well, you have the 6 on top. I like the 6. I have the 6 on my pick 6. 5-1. We get Weston Hamilton. Speed on the outside. Lightweight assignment of 113. This horse is made over 100,000, so she can run a little bit. We both like the 6. The 3 I have on top, Our Gabrielle, sharp winner 2 starts ago. That was an A in 6 months, and then stepped up to the beat in 75. An okay third that day. She drops back down to a cozy 2 in 6 months here today. Edwin Gonzalez will ride for Mary Epler. I have the 3, Our Gabrielle, on top. This filly is going to have to work out a good trip coming from off the pace, I guess, from the inside.
Yeah, maybe she'd hope she'd get a little bit more speed. I don't know how far in front High Rapid Lady. Maybe she won't get the lead, but she looks to me to be the horse that's going to be up front, along with Baltimore Street. Now I think with a shorter field of scratches, I think Vargas is going to have Baltimore Street right in the mix as well, keying up against Flying Flutter. A spread race in race 5, a little edge to the 6 just due to that scratch of Lake Speed Horse.
All right, what about my 10-1 shot here in the 5th? Tenji from the outside, in good form at Charlestown. Not so much here at Laurel. 0 for 4 here at Laurel. Big cutback, though. Route to sprint. Jerry Brooks, 23%, a nice big positive ROI. J.D. Acosta will ride the 9 Tenji. Beating Nichols, sure, anything can happen
No
here.
doubt, no doubt. Jerry's done a great job, does well with these horses, 15,000 on down. Tenji, that was a hard race. I didn't happen to see that race that night. Was fully extended to be Vaughn Greenback. I think Tenji would have liked this other speed to stay in the race.
Right. Okay. All right, so nice beat nickel to kick off our big monster pick 6 today. Let's take a look. 3 carryovers this afternoon. We kick off the late pick 5 in race 6. Carryovers $2,906 here on this late pick 5 to carry over, and we have that industry low 12% takeout. So this will be well played. It starts in race 6. We're going a flat mile, nice first level allowance contest here for 4-year-olds and upward. And I go with my best bet here. I like the price, to be honest with you. I think we have a strong entry here with the Super C Racing entry, the 1 Union Blues and the 1A Deal Driven, 3-1 morning line. I like the price here. You get Vargas on Union Blues, Chappie on Deal Driven. Deal Driven's probably the speed for Anthony Farrier. Although Farrier's going to be trying to win for himself, and then you have Kieran, the other part of the entry, is going to be coming late. So it's going to be a good horse race here. Union Blues, a 3-time winner here at Laurel. Deal Driven, a 4-time winner here at Laurel Park. But they better get the jump on Bo Vuk, because Bo Vuk, who's dead honest, he's going to be flying late with Taylor Hole.
Yeah, Brighton Lane, and speaking about Bo Vuk, and even Union Blues out of that race on the 10th of March. Brighton Lane just ran off the screen. Was able to get to the front, show improved speed, was able to dictate and ran off, ran like a mid to high 80 buyer doing. I'm going to come back to Bo Vuk. He's shown he can go ahead and make this steady run, the steady progression to grind down horses at the mile distance. Slight edge to him, and I think it's almost an inscrutable race. Maybe the money will really pour in on the entry. I don't know. I think King Koa's got to gain respect. You've got the blinkers on for Corbett House's charge and Stevie Hamilton. Winning Road, big race. 2 back, but that was back in April of 2017. Has only been seen once since, but attracts Lynch. This horse is tough. So I think race 6 is wide open. You got to spread slight edge to Bovuk. He's been consistent of late. I think he goes, gets a cleaner trip today. He had some trouble early. Steady, had to angle out, just couldn't kick on when Brighton Lane just dictated. He's going to be all right today.
The 4 Jump Drive and Whale I have in the mix there. Kevin Gomez for aboard for Mary Epler. This horse, good form here at Laurel Parks. Coming out of a couple tough allowance races here. Laurel third behind Twin Valor. Last out behind Grecian Prince and Abdar 2 starts ago. Jump Drive and Whale for Mary Epler. How about Mary Epler with Paige McKinney today, going against Always Dreamin' and Irish War Cry, right?
You think when she ever claimed the horse be running against, those kind of horses, Kentucky Derby winner?
Good luck to Mary Epler down there at Gulfstream with the fan favorite up here, Paige McKinney taking on the big timers down there at Gulfstream today. Jump Drive and Whale is a shot here for Epler, number 4.
Yeah, another one. Last time out, expected a little bit better kick. He hasn't been following through, but maybe bounces back off the floor. That was one of his, weaker efforts of late, I thought. I think he can bounce up off of that as well. But a spread race 6. I'm just, once again, Bovuk. Got to get this horse somewhere in range turning for home. I don't want to see him 7 or 8 back at the head of the stretch.
All right, so nice allowance race to kick off the late pick 5. Let's take a look here at race 7 to kick off the late pick 4. You like the late pick 4 today. It starts in race 7 today. Let's take a look at your ticket, see how you played it.
You got value galore on this race card, Stan. $32 ticket. I may have to add a couple more, but this is a good kind of a setup for you. 1, 2, 4, 5 to get you started in race 7. Bay of Cats, Prank Call, coveralls off of a much improved effort. Was it just a slop? We don't know. I think this horse is moving the right direction. We'll handle the main track, a fast track. And why, you ask? 8th race, spreading again 3, 4, 6, and 10. You've got a firster that's going to get plenty of play for Sagamore.
Yep.
Percentages there. You've got to use the horse, but realistically, you look, the mare was all turf. When you break it down, and starting for 10,000 leaves a little bit to be desired. 9th race, the 1 and the 4, Stella B, Magically Discreet. That's your single, right? Stand in the pick 6. The 4, Magically Discreet, had a really tough trip last time out. And finishing it off, Tam Attack. Yes, I'm going to use the 7. Also, I'm going to come back to Papa Cho, a horse that owes me no money. I think he's going to get a good little setup. I like that Sheldon stays.
All right, very affordable ticket there. Late pick 4 starts in race 7. Let's take a look here. You're 4 deep here in the 7th race. We're going 5.5 furlongs, claiming $35,000 for 3-year-old fillies. I like the 1 on the inside here. I'm not crazy about that inside post, but hopefully the Bug Boy Weston Hamilton can work out a good trip closing from the inside. He won on this filly last out, coming from off the pace at this $35,000 level. That was back on March 4th, coming off Vallejo. It was first off the claim for Dale Capuano that day. Bay of Cats in good form right now. I'm not crazy about this inside post, but you have her in your exact.
She was able to get up and beat a lot more horses last time out for this level, and she was a little goofy. You see the short comment on Rolina Paddock. She's a handful. She's real quirky, and you watch her in the paddock again, see how she behaves. But Weston really worked out a nice trip. Was kind of drafted up inside, swung out, and come up with a late surge to beat Queen of Smooths. My top selection is going to be the 4 coveralls. I'm not worried about the jump up again. We've seen these horses kind of all work their way up the ladder, these fillies, these 3-year-old fillies. Yeah, she caught a muddy sealed surface last time, but boy, her debut was the one that caught my eye. She didn't have the cleanest of trips and finished up very well. She didn't disappoint second time out. I think it's onward and upward for coveralls.
I like the 4. I use the 4 in my top 3. I'm glad you brought up that paddock issue of the 1 Bay of Cats. Trainer Dale Capuano, the past 2-3 weeks, maybe the past month here in Maryland, every race day, in the first race, he's been schooling horses here in the paddock, sometimes a couple horses. Pretty much every live racing day in the first race, Dale Capuano schooling horses here in the paddock, so you have to probably think he's been working on this filly in the paddock, we hope. The 1 Bay of Cats. The 5, I have the 5 in my exacta. Why, you ask? A good second against Allowance Company last out, and maybe she gets a little easier spot here today, dropping in. We go, that's maybe a suspicious drop.
That's what I think, exactly. I've got this. I got the stats, Dan. Yeah, you say suspicious drop. 0 for 8 allowance to claiming the last 2 years, and they were on the turf, but still, it's barn. When you drop, it's a little bit shaky because this horse has shown some promise.
Sure.
And with turf season around the way, look at the turf breeding on her. Orientate out of a Polish numbers mare. So, yeah, I'm not going to leave her out, but I'm a little leary of her, no doubt.
All right,
she has the talent.
5 taking a little drop here. The 2 you have in your top 3, Prank Call, and a sharp win last out. Taking a big step up today from 15 to 35.
Yeah, right behind one of the key horses around at this level. Queen of Schmooze didn't run real bad 2 races back, a little drop. Wayne Potts bit, but he's going to go on, up the ladder with this filly. I think she's good. I don't think she necessarily needs a lead, but she's going to keep Dad City Girl entertained up front.
Rider change on the 6. It's a doozy. Make the rider Trevion Toledo on the 6. How about Vargas here? He's on the 7. Dad City Girl. She spit the bit a little bit, flattened out the comment last out at this level, going 6 furlongs. But she has early speed, and you have Vargas. She's going to have a tactical advantage on the outside today with that speed, I think.
She's going to be in the race a long, long time. It says last 70, 50, 60, 70 yards. Is she going to be able to kind of follow through? She's going to have pressure. The outside horse coming in from New York has pretty good gate speed. She'll keep her entertained, as will the 2 prank call. Even coveralls could be close as well. She's going to have to run a top to get it done.
All right, let's turn the page here. Race 8 kicks off the final pick 3 of the afternoon. We're going 6 furlongs here in race 8. Maiden claiming 10,000 for straight 3-year-old fillies. Scratch to 1 on the inside. Still a big field in this race, and I'm going with a 10-1 shot on the outside. Number 10, Something with Lily, with the 10-pound bug girl, Ty Pustina. She had her first professional win yesterday here at Laurel Park. She won for Corrales. She's on this filly for Corrales. This filly ran a decent 3rd last out at this level in the slop. Now she gets to a fast track today. She'll have a good outside forwardly placed trip with the bug girl in at 112. You like the 10 here. We're both on the 10 something with Lily.
Absolutely. I think she's going to take the initiative like she did yesterday. The riders didn't want to kind of go. She said, okay, Eskin lady, we're going to go right up the rail, take the lead, and dictate. Sharp improvement. Was it the sloppy seal track? Maybe, maybe not. I think this horse is going to handle the dirt okay, but I like her draw to the outside. I think she is the speed of speed unless our cotton ball really comes out running. So Something with Lily gets in light. We'll be around a long time up on the front end. Also, another bomb. I like the 6 a little bit with Antonio Quiles, another 10-pound bug. Flashed a little speed, kind of packed it in upper stretch. Sneaky second time out. I think this horse is a user at a big, big price. And the 3, Pictura. We haven't talked about the first, but I'm going to talk about Pictura. I think Blinkers On is the right move. Really wasn't completely focused last time out. She's a filly with a little bit of drop. Got the right kind of rider here. And Steve Hamilton, go ahead and rate. Get her out of there, rate a little bit, and give her that finishing punch that she needs through the last quarter of a mile.
Be interesting to see the early tote board here on the 4 Our Cotton Ball by Dunkirk. The Dam, she won the All Brandy going long on the turf. She made over 160,000, won 4 times here around here in Maryland. This filly's been working well here in the mornings for trainer Horacio De Paz, who's 41% with a nice positive ROI. You get Lasix and debut of the Bug Boy Weston Hamilton. This is the mare's first full, so question mark there, but lots to like about the 4 Our Cotton Ball. Maybe a little suspicious the horse being in for 10 first out.
Think she'll go home to Sagamore after this race for 10?
Well, it's
that's tricky. Yeah, they're playing the game. They're dangling her there. Yeah.
She'll either go home to Sagamore or go to Kentucky, because this is going to be Sagamore Farms' last starter here for a little bit. They're going to ship in to run here, we hope.
Okay.
They have one of the top breeding farms here in Maryland, Sagamore Farm. They're the leading owner here in Maryland yesterday. They're stabled here at Laurel Park. Horacio De Paz had a big year last year, but this is their last starter here for a little while. They're shipping down to Churchill. They're going down there this week, and so they'll be down there for the Canlan meet. So we wish them well down there. We hope to see them still around here in Maryland. There might be some claim slips here on the 4 Our Cotton Ball.
All right.
So, all right, let's take a look here. Race 9, a nice allowance feature of the day for 3-year-old fillies, going a flat mile. Optional claiming 50,000. This is a nice race here. We both like the 4 Magically Discreet here at 6-1. Ricardo Chappie. Here's the race on March 4th here at Laurel Park. This was the first time Blinkers on a fast track going long, and she runs a big second behind Blue Union Rags.
Yeah, nice improvement. We're going to pick this up into the far turn, and Magically Discreet is to the outside. The 5 just sitting there in the clear, about 5 or 6 out of it, and starts a progression. Cherry and the Hawk leading the way. Avila is doing some stalk and grease lighting. Moving up, Stella B is also in this race. You see Stella B move 4 wide, and the darker colors with the yellow sleeves is going to eventually go up and get the lead and go clear. But right about here, you're going to see the 2-horse angle out. We've got the 5 Magically Discreet. There's a check, a pretty sharp check, and a check again at the 5/16 pole. I thought the 2 was clear. I thought that was the right call that particular day. This horse moves up 4 wide into the stretch. This is the move I like that really caught my eye. dives down inside, Stan, is able to challenge. Stella B a little bit wandering at the head of the stretch. Makes a good run in between horses, does magically, discreet, steadies again. You're going to see it coming to the wire, but dead game through that final 3/16 of a mile after encountering that trouble. There's late. Anyhow, magically discreet, you said it. First time blinkers on a fast track. I think she got good position. I think she can get good position in here at the mile distance. And I think you're going to get value as well. She was 34-1 that day, Stan.
Right.
That's why I really couldn't kind of line her too low against a pretty evenly matched field.
All right, so we both like a 6-1 shot on top. The one, Stella B, is going to be awfully tough for John Service. Vargas on this filly. Nice second here at Laurel 2 starts ago. Third last out. Comes out. We just saw the race there. Stella B was third in that race. You get Vargas aboard today for John Service. So you have to respect the connections here of the one, Stella B.
Yeah, we used that stat last time. We could use it again with the Service runners out of that March 4th race. But looking at this again today, Stella B, 3-year-old fillies for Service off of a top fig. Routing on the dirt, 28%, 8 for 29 with a positive ROI. So strong, but now in for the tag today.
All right, let's see here. It's a nice race. Let's talk about a few other ones in here. How about the 7 on the outside? Stormologist, we both like. This filly's pretty honest for Flint Stites. Weston Hamilton rides this filly. She has a little early speed. She'll be in a good position. Turner for home.
Yeah.
The 7 Stormologist.
And I think the help that she might get today, she might be a little bit further back as well. She might have just had a little bit of that run soften from being too close into some pretty good internal fractions down inside on the sloppy seal track. I think she's going to come from somewhere from mid-pack and makes a more sustainable run this afternoon.
All right, so we both like the 4-1-7-2. We have a soundbite here for trainer Phil Schoenthal. Schoenthal with 2 fillies in here. The 2 Madison Avenue, who was a very impressive maiden special weight winner last out going a mile. He also has Cherry in the Hawk in here, who had a very impressive maiden win going a mile back in January. We caught up with Schoenthal talking about his 2 3-year-old fillies for race 9 today.
Madison Avenue, we've had high hopes for all along. Disappointed the first time, and then she ran to how we expected the second time. We were really pleased with her. Did what she had to do. Kind of inherited the lead and just was able to run into the bridle and relax. And we're hoping to get a similar type of setup for her this time. But she's a nice filly. She's getting better every time, and we're looking for another step forward and another improvement from her this time. Cherry and the Hawk, we like. She's doing better this time physically than she was last time. The last time, the 2 turns might be a little bit out of her scope. She broke from the rail and really had no choice but to go to the lead. They went 23-47. She probably went a little too fast and got a little lost out there. Our plan is to take her off the pace this time. We want to give her a target, and we want to see her stalk. And I think that's that 1-turn mile stalking the pace is going to be more of her trip. So we're excited to see her perform as well.
So there's Schoenthal and talking about Cherry and the Hawk. This filly had a nice, she stalked when she broke her maiden going a mile. Last out, she ended up in front going 2 turns. You heard Schoenthal. They're going to try to rate her today with Russell aboard.
Does that mean Madison Avenue then will go ahead? Because when you really break down the rest of the field, there's not a lot of horses just kind of want to go right out towards the front. Obviously, Stormologist has been close. You get in light with Weston Hamilton, could go up there. But Madison Avenue, as you said, put it all together last time.
Sure.
Took some pressure and drew off nicely, a nice improvement, and was supported by Piece of Candy, who beat her in the debut, coming back to run a big race. So was that the Brittany Trimble runner, right? Piece of Candy,
yes,
if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
So Madison Avenue could be really kind of a fastly improving kind of 3-year-old filly for Schoenthal. Nice of Phil to step in and do some talking to you guys.
Yep.
Give all the bettors and us a little bit of angle, a little insight into the runners and how they're doing.
He gave us a little insight a few weeks back with before the private terms with the 35-1 shot VIP code.
One thing I talk to some of the fans, even my friends around the country, we talk about, they do like it when we can kind of get a hold of these guys, the trainers, and just say, what are they thinking?
Right.
Any little bit helps, and you put them on the spot. I think they're going to be true, so it's good.
All right, well, let's take a look here at the 10th and final race. We're going 5.5 furlongs here, claiming $5,000 for 3-year-olds or 4 and up. Never won 3, so a dual condition here. We have a stat here. The 7 Tam Attack's going to be a popular favorite here. Here's a stat for Claudio Gonzalez. He has a heavy even money favored in the last race.
Like you needed another positive stat for Claudio, Stan. Here we go. Gonzalez, 11 for 27. That's 41% with 50% claiming tag droppers on the dirt. Sprinting. ROI, 211. All he does is win. This was going to be awfully short, but was a scratch a couple weeks ago. Back in for the nickel. I'm going to try to beat Tam Tam Attack. I think he's going to have to deal with Awesome Standard, the 2-horse of Kenny Deckers, ridden by J.D. Acosta. I think those two will converge. Papacho, tossing the last at 7 furlongs, a little freshening. Sheldon stays. We scored with this horse back December 22nd when he got up with a similar setup. Right for the taking. I don't know if you quite get 15-1, but you should get anywhere from 8 to 12, I would hope.
Well, we had a nice long shot winner in the last race yesterday with Steve Hamilton. Russell on the 6. Papa Joe was 7-1 when he scored back in December. Mike Gorham, a good barn here at Laurel Park, so I can't talk you off that. 15-1 shot there, the 6 Papa Joe. How about the 8 Punch Nephew's in good form right now for Gary Cap. Weston Hamilton get a nice stalking trip on this horse from the outside.
Yeah, just like he got last time. He got a perfect setup, and he certainly could get it again with the 2 and the 7. The 7 obviously could be the speed and just open up on the field mid-turn and last just because it's Claudio. But if you're playing the pick 6, late pick 5, pick 4s, pick 3s, you know, you're going to get a lot of value if you can beat this horse.
Tam
Attack. Those other races are wide open.
All right, so check out our pick 6 today. Don't get too enamored by that big $20 million mandatory payout down there at Gulfstream. We have a big 6-figure score here today for you. If you can have all 6 winners and be the only one, it starts in race 5. Even if you split it, it paid over $2,200 yesterday for 6 out of 6 winners. People that split it, a little nice payout in the pick 6 yesterday. So it starts in race 5 today. Good luck. Good luck with the Dubai World Cup. That's coming up in about 9 minutes at 12:50. The Dubai World Cup, and then Florida Derby Day later on. Rodman, he's coming up next with scratches and changes. Good luck.
Good luck.